We are live. Okay, so just like the, let me type in here. Let me type in. All right, let me look in here. Yo, yo, Humberto. Whoever jumps in on this one is, bless you, Sal. Whoever jumps in on this one is going to be very lucky, because check it out. Humberto, you may want to reach out to all the detailers we know, because I'm about to go live and show them how we do it. Let's see who's going to tap in. Because this system here is, people ask us all the time about this system. Let me get this with one more light. Whoops, I can't right now. All right, so we have here is a floor mat, guys. 3M, what's going on? All right, I'm gonna add one more light, guys. Give me a sec. Just gotta get this plugged in. All right. There we go. So just added one more light. Let's see what we got in here. Yo, 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 what's going on? Yes, sir, 3-step, PNS. What up, Serrano? Exactly, Sal said the threesome. That's what we're doing today, Serrano. And check it. This one's for you, Serrano. Sal, what year is the car?
Let me find out.
Sal's checking the year of the vehicle.
Over 10 years.
It's over 10 years old. Sal has Sal's working on finishing up the finishers on the interior of this car. And I said, you know what? Let me go live, since this is one of our most popular and requested videos. So if this is something you're going to utilize, something you guys think that is going to help another detailer, do me a favor right now. Share this video with them so they can join us, so you can help them, to help the community, to learn a fast way, an efficient way. I'm not saying this way is for everybody or for every situation, but if you want to help a fellow detailer out, this right here, this single-handed method has made us so much more proficient in so many things that we do. It allows us time to do other parts of the detail that are more, that need more intricate work done. It allows us to finish a lot faster with stuff. It allows us from not having to carry a bunch of tools, especially when I was mobile. When I was strictly mobile out of my car, it was really difficult to carry a bunch of different stuff, especially an extractor. You got to carry extra water with the extractor with you, or have the extractor full. That's a lot of weight. There's usually multiple parts to the extractor, heavy hoses, lots of hoses leaking. So when I found this system here, it changed a lot of things for me. So also, if you guys are on if this is something that you're going to enjoy, hit that like button for me, please. So this is something that I think I enjoy doing it every time I do a detail, because I always like to see, okay, well, what's the capabilities? Like, let's really push it. Let's see if I can get this out. And I'm very, very rarely am I disappointed. Of course, this takes time. It's going to take a little while for you to find your system and the way that you want to approach it and take care of it. But for the most part, it's the same system, just in different variations, what worked best for you or the conditions that you're in. So this is all the air. We've hit it with the Tornador. We've given it a light brush. We didn't do any scrubbing, or we didn't introduce any moisture in any way to it. So it's just been pretty much compressed air and vacuumed out. So it is free of any type of residual dust or dirt in the carpet or or any of the bottom areas, at all. So it's completely dust free. So when we introduce moisture on here, it should only be attacking the stains. If I didn't go through with that step thoroughly enough, what's going to happen is as soon as you introduce moisture, that moisture is going to start mixing with the solution and it's going to make a mess. Excuse me, Sal's out there with the tornador. So let's just get started. I'm going to attack, and what I usually do is I usually attack the worst section first. So we want to probably see this side here, right guys? That's probably what you're most interested in, and this is what we're working with. Vehicle never detailed, it's over 10 years old, and these are some rough heavy stains on it. Okay, so we're going to attack the worst area and see what we can get. There's a clear line here because there was a plastic mat that covered this area, but you can see this hard definition in here. So I'm just going to go through with three very, I didn't even trigger it all the way, probably 3/4 of a spray. I'm just going to let that kind of sit for a second. This is our terminator. This is an enzyme treatment. This is going to start to break down. But watch. I can guarantee right now this is already going to start to lighten up. Just by me doing this. And all I'm doing is agitating, getting all sides of the fibers. I'm not going to go in with the drill brush. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going through and massaging it. If it gets it out, it gets it out. If it doesn't, I still have another 2 steps that are going to help me achieve maximum results with this system. So this is the first part. And some of these stains, they're stains. We have to be realistic. Some of them are not going to come out. But I like to see what we're capable of getting out. Again, there's no loose dirt on here. Everything that's in this mat is going to be simply a stain. This is over 10 years old, so this is the very first step. So it's already breaking down and it's pulling up. So I'm going to use another side and remember, this is the worst section. So I have 2 towels with me. Obviously I have more here, but with these 2 towels that I have, I already know this is going to be the worst area. So this is going to be the worst area to pick up on my towel. So I'm going to use most of it here. These other areas, I'm pretty sure the Terminator will get this super light already. I'm already starting to see, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera from what it looked like before, but I am getting results. And this is heavy. This isn't like it's not a light area. This is the area of the floor on the car right underneath your footrest. So you can imagine that has an extremely high area of traffic and friction. So I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but that's just a Terminator. So we haven't done the carpet bomber yet. So that's just Terminator. And this is my process for the rough areas. For that really rough area, I do Terminator. Now I'm going to do a second one. That first one, the first pass was just kind of testing it. What is the Terminator going to do? Now that I know the Terminator is actually going to work it out, now I'm going to go in and do the actual process. So Terminator, then I'm going to go in, give it a light scrub just to make sure I'm getting all sides of the fibers. Then I can go straight into carpet bomber. This one's going to have a little bit more sudsing action. This is the carpet and upholstery cleaner. And I'm going to go through. And this is making a drastic difference. I'm already starting to see a big change. And this is probably going to be this is the type of material that needs a steam after, and it just kind of brightens it up. but it also needs to dry for you to see how clean it's going to look. This color doesn't always look the best when it's not 100% dry, but usually when it dries lighter if you do the process right. Which, ever since I started this process, it always dries lighter. That's one thing I really love about this process. Sometimes some processes and systems will actually, when it dries down, it looks almost like a dirty color. And sometimes if you're using a heavy alkaline solution as well, what happens is it'll kind of be crunchy, and it'll also have that almost like dirty, I call them dirty tips, because it looks like they're wet on the tips, like they gather the fabrics, and it's kind of like crunchy. So obviously you don't want to get that, or it could get sticky too. You know, it could start breaking down, you know, a lot of the glues and stuff in the actual carpet. So you don't want to start eating away at the materials. But yeah, this system right here, I'm already seeing results. This is what we've taken off of that nasty area, and that's the worst area. And I'm gonna do the whole area, but once it dries down, I think you'll really be able to see the difference. It's pretty drastic. It was pretty insane. So going from that to this, you know, in a short amount of time. But I'm going to do the whole area for you guys so you can actually see in real time about how long this takes me. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot them up. So this is just a Terminator again. Just massaging it through. What do we got right here? What do you guys use to rejuvenate rubber formats? There's a few different things that we use. We have Nuovo, we have Natural Finish, we have Gummy Fix. They're all for different cases, depending on the type of material it is. Because a lot of floor mats are a lot of different materials. There's some that are more rubberized. There's some that are more, you know, just straight plastic. So depending on what type it is going to let us kind of know, okay, what solution is going to sit best with that material. Because some aren't very compatible with, some of the solutions aren't compatible with some of the fabrics out there that the floor mats are made of. And this is a rough mat, guys. This mat is not, you know, and I'm not using any of my for video purposes, just so I'm not making a bunch of noise. I'm not doing anything with any kind of power tools. If I was doing this with a drill, of course it'd be a lot faster. Probably I would get better results, but I'm just doing this to show you guys the type of results anybody can get. So whether you're a DIYer, whether you're a professional, and if this and Serrano also wanted us to, or he wanted us to see how people work on really tough ones. So this is just an example. I didn't know what type of, you know, results we're going to get with this one, but it's looking pretty good so far. You know, compared to, you know, you're going to have these areas, and it looks really dirty in some of these areas, but there's areas here where it's missing fabric, where you kind of sit the heel of your foot a lot here. So we don't expect those to come back. But this just being for the first step, it's not bad. And the more you do this system, the better you become at it. The more you familiarize what each level is capable of doing, you can add or subtract a level. You can do a lot of different things here. Can I use a drill brush instead of? Yeah, you could definitely use a drill brush. The only reason I'm not instead of rubbing. Yeah, you can use a drill brush. You use a drill brush when you have the carpet bomber on it. You don't need the drill brush when you're actually doing the massaging of the Terminator. The Terminator, what you're trying to do is get it saturated, get all areas of the fibers all around, you know, 360. You want to get all of those, you know, touched by the solution so it can start to activate and start to work on it. So the first one, you don't really need to go in there and start drill brushing. I wouldn't recommend that. I go in there, and that's what a lot of guys do. A lot of guys will go in, they'll just do all three, bang, 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 drill brush, let it sit, let it soak back in, and then try to rub it. It's like, well, you're rubbing it back into the surface. You want to make sure that as it's surfacing and breaking up, that's when you want to get it off. So that's the objective, is to get it off of the surface, not to push it in. So right now, it's activated, it's moving around. I'm seeing it's lining some areas up. I'm probably gonna have to do 2 areas, but I'm also not gonna let it dry and sit, because right now is a great opportunity to pull all that dirt off. So I'm not gonna waste that opportunity of it being at the top for me, because if I add more moisture, it's going to increase the weight and start to go back down into the material. And that's what we do not want. You get to that point, you start pretty much chasing your tail. So now, we have the Terminator. Now we're going to go in with Carpet Bomber. And Carpet Bomber, this is the time where you can use your drill brush. But I just want to show you guys what you're capable of doing. If you just started out or you're a DIYer, you don't have tools, maybe you're only doing 1 car a day, you may want to pull up a seat up next to a chair and just do this as you're, doing something else. If you're not, if you got people coming to your house, and like for me, like I'm doing a video right now while I'm doing it. Sal's out there finishing up the car. And this is the worst one. This is the driver's side. So if I could get this one looking good, I know I could get the other ones looking real nice. So we still have some dirt coming up, but it's definitely not like it was. And at this point, you're going to see what areas are affected the most on the carpet. So for me, I can see this area here, but some of that is just going to be wear and tear. Same here. It doesn't look like they're heavy stains anymore. It's more like the wear and tear areas. I'm going to show you how you guys can clean this up easily without an extractor or without even a drill brush sometimes. So I'm going to go enzyme in here. This area we're trying to get a little bit more saturated than we would here, because this has a tighter weave. So as I spray that on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to agitate this very quickly and go right behind it. So all of these guys are lifting all the dirt. Then I'm going to go right behind it. If you wait too long, that time's gone, all the dirt's gone back in, and it's really hard to get these clean again. And as that dries up, it's going to dry up nicely. And that's it. I only use 1 towel. But for video's sake, I'll go over with 1 more towel, and then we'll repeat the system, and we'll see how well of a result we can really get. So I'm going to show you in real time what I do. Like that was slowed down, obviously, because I was giving instructions. But I'm going to show you about the speed that I do. So no matter if I have to do 1, 2 passes, I'm going to show you the speed that I use in my process. See, there's some on there. It's a lot lighter, but of course, something with that heavy soiling, you're going to have to do multiple times. And this is without steam either, guys. So you can imagine what it's going to look like with steam. And again, most carpets are not going to be this beat up. I would classify this detail as a disaster. So I'm just going to go through. So that's after spreading the Terminator and Carpet Bomber. This is how I would normally attack a standard, let's say average detail. So this has the Terminator and the Carpet Bomber. And I'm going to grab a fresh towel. Yo, Sal, you have the corner door?
Yeah.
Can you hand me it?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so you want to see what it looks like after I blow it out too, so you kind of see what it's a bit dried out. Damn, bro. Which I'm now by nothing. It takes 1 hour. No, it don't take 1 hour for no format. I'm just showing. I was showing you guys an example. How long does it take me to clean a format? We got homeboy on here talking smack.
Maybe,
He's like, I know you don't doing formats like that.
depending on the map, but probably, anywhere from 15 minutes, 20 minutes. No more than that.
For a disaster.
That's the last one you have.
Alright. Well, that's it, guys. You be the judge. You let me know if you like the system or not. Real time. I would hit it with the steam after this too. But look at that sheen, look at that shine. I'll hit it with the finisher. And that's it. That's it. That's pretty damn fresh. For an over 10-year-old format, never been detailed, stained up. Of course, these, they're not all going to come out. But look at that. Look at that. That ain't, I'm not lying here. Go ahead. Watch the video again. You'll get down. Again, this is a disaster. With instructional, how long is this video? Video's been running for 22 minutes. It's been instructional. I showed you guys at the very end the system that I use, and that took me how long? Probably 2 minutes max. So, if you want to do formats in 2 minutes, this was a disaster format right here. That's, Let's see the next one. See, this one's not as bad. This is, It was that Terminator. Okay, let's see. Now that you guys know the system, let's see how long it takes me. Go ahead, whoever wants to count. Whoever wants to count. That's really. This is for you, old boy. Oh yeah, guys, and that mat is dry. I'm not sitting here telling the client, oh, it might be wet tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, it's wet. Oh, you can't drive your car for 3 hours. But if you don't mind that, if you don't mind sitting around waiting for stuff to dry, I'll give it one more. I'm sure it hasn't been very long. Over one quick time. Nothing. Put that towel inside out. There it is. Oh, that emblem's looking dirty. that's heavy on this one, so this one's, the stains are pretty much as deep as the other one. And that's it. See those fibers? See that label? And of course, I would steam to take my time if needed. Again, this one, a drill brush would be even faster. You guys know that? So without a drill brush, just using my hands and a brush, that's it. You know, so if you're skeptical about the system, I understand. It's 3 parts. I thought it was a scam at first too. I didn't want to, I was like, I took the training and I was just, you know, in my mind, I was saying, they're trying to get us, trying to get me to buy 3 things. Why? When I got an APC over here, or I have a degreaser, or I have whatever. But when you actually use it, you understand that they all have a purpose. They all leave you with pretty much as good as a condition as that, you know, as that carpet or upholstery is going to be able to get you, you know, extractor or not. You know, I didn't even steam these guys out. I could probably take out even more steam with the, you know, if I was doing this by myself, it would probably take me about 20, 25 minutes for both of those, to do both of them to where they're even better than they are now. You know, where the client probably wouldn't believe they're the same ones. And when they dry, they're going to look even better. So that's the 3NS, or 3NS, the PNS Trio Terminator Carpet Bomber and Finisher. I'll link all these in the description below. What we got on here? All carpet cleaning, 3-part, high pH. Yeah, there's usually at least 2. Yeah, and you know, if you're familiar with, you know, with carpet cleaning, that's the way it goes. But as far as, you know, the 3-step system, for a lot of detailers, they're just kind of like, oh, I don't know if I need all 3 steps, this and that, because you have some brands that have dedicated carpet cleaners and upholstery cleaners. But this right here, for me, it works fantastic. There's a lot of other guys, once they learn the system and the technique, they pretty much go over to here. And I don't feel bad when there's stains that I can't get out with the system here, because I have extracted for a lot of years. I've extracted things that I couldn't get out with the extractor, and I could only get out with steam, and vice versa. And what I've learned over the years is pretty much what you can see and what you're able to get out of with an extractor, you're able to get out with steam as well. The only difference is if it's soaked past a certain point, obviously the steam can't reach and the extractor can't, you know, the extractor could probably reach a little bit further in than actual steam can. I'm not sure if it can, usually can't penetrate that deeply in. But also you don't have to worry about the factor of having, you know, exposed too much moisture, which can be, you know, really cause a lot of damage. It's already mostly dry. Oh yeah, it's dry. I'm sure it's dry. This is. Oh, are you saying it's dry with an extractor? No. I've worked with extractors for a long time, and you have to, if you're extracting and you're, this is always going to be debatable too, because it's always situational. With extractors, if you're exposing very little water to begin with, you're probably not going to get a very good outcome. Especially the way that most people's process goes is they soak a whole seed, then they go through and they drill it. By the time they're drilling from this section to this section has already seeped back into the seed. So all you did was bring up the dirt and the water and allow that dirt and more water that you exposed to it, which is the liquid, go deeper into the seed and sink into the seed. So now it's not just the dirt and the soiling, it's the dirt, soiling, and the cleaner. Now it's going to go deeper into the seed. So I'm about removing things from the actual area opposed to adding things. So when I do add, I try to add very little. And you have to know when to add. I feel like the neutralizer is pointless because pH 7. Well, the neutralizer, depending on your system that you're using, but the neutralizer here gives it a nice little glow. And that's what I like. A lot of people can't really tell, can't see that glow. But the ones that can, they really, it's recognizable. Marcel, would you say the glow on the finisher is recognizable?
Yes.
At first, was it recognizable too?
No.
Yeah. It's just like the streaks that SiO2 leaves.
You want to hit it with the finish off with the stain?
Nah. Yeah, it's like the streaks in the SiO2. It's very, very faint, and you have to develop an eye for these guys for small things like this. As a detailer, it will develop, and you'll start to notice all of these small, subtle differences. So, and whatever things fit your business the best, that's what you're gonna like. Some things may not make a big impact on you as an individual, so you decide not to use that in your business. I totally get it. There's things in my business where we have to kind of say, okay, well, that's not making a big enough difference, or it's not really doing anything for us, or we're not seeing a noticeable difference enough to really, make any kind of financial sense to be buying this product, to be using it. So there's a lot of different, neutralizers out there, but this one I specifically like because I know it's neutralizing, but at the same time, this one helps neutralize odors as well, and it gives it that nice little, almost like the sparkle. It's hard to, very hard to describe, but you can really see it on the really high quality, the high quality fabrics, like in a Bentley, in a Mercedes, any ones that has really high quality upholstery, you can definitely see the difference there. Great explanation. Well, he needs to say it's dry when he is done. Yeah. Well. Good explanation. Okay, so it probably has some conditioner. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm not sure. Well, I know it's a peroxide-based finisher, and I know it does have a little bit of bleach in it. So I'm guessing that bleach is probably just enough to clean it and to give it that little bit of just a little bit of a pop. The best way I can put it is if you buy a brand new, or it's a brand new vehicle, and it kind of has, it almost looks like a factory like sealant on top of it, where it almost has like a sheen. Sometimes if you buy like a new black shirt, depending on the fraction of cotton and polyester on it, sometimes it'll have like a nice little black sheen, and then you wash it a few times and that sheen is kind of gone. That's what the carpets are kind of left with. It's nothing that's like crazy noticeable, but it's nice and it's subtle, and it just gives a nice new fresh feel to the mat or the carpet or upholstery that you're using it on. Yeah, so that's it. PNS Terminator Carpet Bomber Finisher Peroxide. Again, guys, it's a very easy process for those of you who struggle with stain removal, and you can still use this process and extract. If extracting is what you like to do, if you feel like it's a better clean and that's what you're good at. We never drive people away from doing other things. We just want everybody to do what's best for them, and that's always going to differ based on your business and your ideology for your market, your business plan, your financials, for anything that makes sense in your business. We want you to do, but we want you to succeed. So we just try to give options out there, or maybe have you look from a different perspective to see where maybe you can benefit, greater in some way, or maybe it's something you try to do, it's like, it's not for me. That's cool too, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who is probably like, oh, this is a gimmick, or I don't like this, or I don't want to try using this. This seems like a waste of time, or I don't want to spend my money on it. That's why we started the channel, to pretty much show you guys, hey, this is real stuff. It's working. We use it. I'm gonna show you how we use it in our business. Hey, no problem, 3M. Yeah. So hope everybody liked this. If you did enjoy it, if you could hit that little thumbs up for us, it notifies us and lets us know that people like this type of content. We're trying to do it very informative for you. We're trying to do it very impromptu. This was just a customer who needed their car done today for they needed to sell, so we're trying to bring back pretty much a disaster detail. I'll probably scheme these out when I'm done, just to kind of see what what we get out of it, because we do want it to be maximum potential, but I also wanted to take the opportunity out of my day. And obviously Sal's working back there by himself, but I wanted to take time out of my day to make sure that we maximized on this opportunity, since I had the studio available to be able to say, okay, look, I could do this while Sal's taking care of that, and some people can learn, and hopefully they can make some money with this process. All good, brother?
All good, man.
All right, so Sal's just finishing up. I will catch you guys a little bit later. But yes, go ahead, hit that like button, share this. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys soon.